Please help me welcome to the stage the John Cooper Wind Ensemble. much. That opening number is Sea Songs is a traditional British march, a staple in the wind band repertoire. Our next piece, Pablo, let me give you a little background on this. This is an interesting piece, and I'll explain what's happening on the screen. Richard Meyer, the composer of Pablo, was inspired by the works of Pablo Picasso. And so this piece of music depicts the life and the work of Picasso. And as we're playing through this you'll see some examples of Picasso's artwork. It's divided into 5 segments. The first segment is the main theme, which is based on the Malaga movement from another piece of music. But Malaga is the town that Pablo Picasso was from. It's a town in provincial southern Spain. The first variation depicts Pablo's somber blue period, which was started as a result of the death of his friend and fellow artist. And his name, Kasagama, the letters in that Richard Meyer used to compose a melody. And so you'll see paintings from the blue period of Picasso. The next movement represents Picasso's lighter rose period. Paintings were much warmer, more cheerful, often depicting acrobats, harlequins, and jugglers. Picasso and his friends attended circus several times during the week during this period of his life. The third movement employs a minimalist technique to represent Pablo's highly innovative cubist technique, in which images were broken down into small fragments and then newly reorganized. The final movement depicts Pablo's love of the bullfights. This virtuosic melody that opens this section is eventually combined with the original main Malaga theme from the beginning. This is an advanced piece of work. It's becoming a standard staple in the wind band repertoire, and it's meant to sort of bridge the gap and introduce students into the field of visual arts. So we hope you enjoy Pablo by Richard Meyer.
Shortly after we performed for you last December, our students completed the Regent Band process. It's very vigorous. It's an individual audition and honor. It's the highest honor that a private or an independent school musician can achieve, is selection to the All-Region and then All-State Band. Just going through that process and working up the material makes the student better and takes a lot of commitment and helps make our band better, whether they are selected to the Region Band or not. So before we recognize our Region and All-State members, can we give a hand to everyone who went through the process and worked up the music, because it has made the band what you hear tonight. The All-Region Band is selected by audition. They come together in January and perform with their peers who are selected from schools from all over this part of the state. They gave a concert early this semester. Our All-Region Band members are listed in your program, and we very much hope that you'll take time to read those names. For now, though, we'd just like to ask all members of the band who were selected to All-Region to please stand up. Past the All-Region process, a very top percentage of each section advances to the All-State auditions. Also, the All-State Band came together in late January in Dallas, performed a concert after 3 days of rehearsal with some of the finest conductors that are brought in from around the country and around the state. And at this time, we would like to recognize and have all of our All-State Band members please stand up. And then more recently, the Woodlands Concert Band, which if you're not familiar with that, is a community band that is part of the Woodlands community, consists of musicians ranging in age from 20 to about, I believe the oldest member right now is about 84 or 85 years old. People who didn't want to give up playing in band after their high school or after their college years. This band performs several concerts throughout the year. They have an annual concerto competition, which is open to students from throughout Harris and Montgomery and I believe Fort Bend and Katy, independent school district areas, the areas of those districts. 3 winners are selected. This year I think there were 9 or 10 entrants. There's 2 rounds. There's the initial round, which is done by recording, and then there's a round where there are 5 finalists who are heard live by a panel of judges. Our alto saxophone player, Rui Wang, placed 3rd in that competition and will be performing a concerto with the Woodlands Concert Band on their next concert in May. So we'd like to recognize her at this time too. Those concerts are open to the public. They're free. You can Google the Woodlands Community Band on the internet and find out the information for each of their concerts. Mr. Yarbrough and I are members of that, and we hope to see you in the audience in May. I believe it's May 29th at Klein Forest High School. The next piece we're going to play is very different from the first 2 you've heard in that it's more simple in terms of melodic line and the way it's put together, but it's very demanding in terms of the lyrical and musical demands that it puts on the ensemble. This is an arrangement of Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair, which is a folk song about a woman who is waiting for her true love to return from over the sea. It was first recorded or first noticed or first heard about in about 1915 in Appalachia, but it's thought to go all the way back, way before that, to Scotland. So this is Black is the Color, arranged by Robert Sheldon.
Okay, thank you very much. This is always a bittersweet moment for me when I get to recognize and say goodbye to the seniors that have been absolutely the backbone of this program for the last 7 or 8 years. And, you know, it's just been amazing to see them grow up from their beginnings in the 5th grade band, which you'll get to hear in a minute. I remember them sitting right up there. And to now they're young adults going off to college. And, I just could not be more proud of them and more thankful for everything they've done for our program and all the dedication and the time spent practicing and contributions to our program have been just absolutely remarkable. And so we have a little parting gift. It has been a tradition. We have a little blanket as a reminder of their time in the Cooper Band. You know, the dorm rooms get chilly, and so this is something that they can snuggle up with at night in the dorm and keep themselves warm and remember the Cooper Band. So seniors, I'm going to call you guys up one at a time, receive your gift, and if you'll just stand across the stage, and then we'll recognize you and get a picture with you guys all together. The first senior I'd like to recognize is our percussion section leader, Jack Anderson. Next is an outstanding flute player. And you know, I've forgotten that I did take some pictures of these students when they were in 5th grade, and I had intended on sharing those with you. Wouldn't that have been cool? But our next senior, Jaden Briscoe, I just remembered I have just the most fantastic picture of him when he was in 5th grade. Jaden Briscoe. Next has been just an outstanding member of our euphonium section, Diego Burgos. And next we have a multiple all-state bass clarinet player, Zach Diaz. Next, we have a very fine trumpet player who's just grown up and, as a musician and as a person over the last 7 years, Oscar Hollingsworth. Thank you. Next, we have multiple all-state oboist, Jaden Howe. Another senior percussionist, outstanding member of our drumline and percussion section over the years, Matthew Norris. Senior saxophonist, Seth Risby. Skipped over one of my names here. This is our outstanding euphonium soloist and all-state band member. You've heard him play solos on the last couple of tunes, Neil Powlett. Senior French horn player, Leah Ruckman. An outstanding trumpet player, all-state member. You heard a solo on the last tune. This is Kyle Wang. And finally, an outstanding flute player, soloist, and All-State member, Suri Yang. One more round of applause for our senior band members. Thank you again for coming out. Our last piece of music is called Rail Riffs. Brian Balmages composed this. He's recently been one of the most sought out composers in the young band literature world. This is a great piece of music that it just sounds like a train with all kinds of cool riffs and grooves, and it's very exciting and a great way to end our concert. I want to thank you all again for coming out. And after they finish this piece, we'll have a short transition to the 5th grade band, and we look forward to hearing them. So this is Rail Riffs. think we're ready. The fifth grade band has had an outstanding year. It's just always amazing to think about where we started in August with some of the sounds we were hearing and learning and how to hold the instruments and how to play and the amount of progress they made. A little side note, you saw the seniors that we just introduced, and there were 12 of them. When those 12 seniors were in fifth grade, there were only 25 students in the fifth grade band that year. And so to think ahead to, we have, I think, 44 or 45 fifth graders here, to think about that senior class in 7 years or so, it's going to be really amazing. The future is so bright for the Cooper Band. And these students are going to be these students are going to be the reason why. They've just done a fantastic job. And, and to consider that we only meet every other day for, 30, 45 minutes in total is remarkable. Mr. Shaw and I both have come from programs previously where we see our beginning students every day. And these students, in half the time, have made far more progress than we're used to. And so it's just been a great year. And, they're playing music that, is really designed for older students, for kids in 6th and 7th grade. So this is fantastic. Please help me welcome to the stage the 5th grade band.
The first selection was called Pinata. It was by a Texas composer, former band director, William Owens. Our next piece is by Brian Balmages. As you heard from the upper school, the Wind Ensemble, they finished their portion of the concert with a piece of his called Rail Riffs. This is a piece written for younger band called Midnight Mission, very much a cinematic and a spy type theme. We've had a good time working on this. This is Midnight Mission by Brian Balmages.
wanted to take just a moment to recognize and thank some of our other teachers. We have a series of adjunct teachers that we bring in most days that are specialists on each one of the instruments that help us teach the basic pedagogy and fundamentals of those instruments. Barbara Streit, on flute teacher. Jennifer Shaw, Mr. Shaw's wife, has helped with clarinet and saxophone. We've had a trombone teacher, Richard Marr, and another low brass teacher, Russ Blanchard, as well as we've had a percussion specialist also. Mr. Guillory is our teacher, but in addition we've had Mr. Vila. And so I wanted to thank them for all their help and hard work in getting these students ready and teaching them the basic foundation and fundamentals of how to play. So our last piece of music is something that is lots of fun called the Shadow Warriors. We hope you enjoy. Thank you all for coming out, and we hope to see you all next year for the 6th grade band concert, hopefully. And hope that everyone has a great summer. And but we'll see you guys again next week. We'll have some more classes. Thank you again for coming out.